Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Villa, No Filler. Please remember to subscribe if you love the mighty Villa. And oh my goodness, I have literally spent the last 20 minutes of my life in what feels like a drunken stupor. I actively cannot believe what I just witnessed. Jhon Durán, that is like looking out through the window and seeing a UFO fly over your house. It's like looking through, your wardrobe and an ET is standing there dressed up with in that long blonde hair he wears in the film. It's like seeing a ghost walk through your room. It's looking up into the night sky, and you just squint your eyes, and you're like, that doesn't look like the moon. That looks like the Death Star from Star Wars, and it's aiming straight at Earth. I say all this because if you saw all these things, you would literally be in such stunned disbelief you could barely comprehend what it is that's happening, right? That goal was so unbelievably astonishing, so genuinely, potentially once in a lifetime that I spent the last 15 minutes of that game, even when Calvert-Lewin hit the crossbar, barely able to digest what was happening. I don't celebrate goals. Normally, when Villa score a goal, I cheer around, jump around, get happy and all that. I don't usually react to a goal by just going, yelling, hands on head, looking around in silence. Like truly an out of body religious experience. That was so uniquely brilliant that you cannot help but think that the various scouts in European football who do believe that Jhon Durán has the raw ingredients to potentially be the best striker in the world, or at least up there when Erling Haaland's around, you see stuff like that, and you see the two other goals he scored this season, and you think, I think they might be right. I mean, really, really, really special players do things like that. Very, very unique, special players come off the bench and just score goals all the bloody time. And this season, he's come off the bench in 3 games and scored 3 winners. We have 9 points because Jhon Durán's come off the bench and just done it. And I think back to when he first joined us and we played Man City away, and there was one snapshot he had turning against Man City, which hit the crossbar. And I remember thinking, like, oh, bloody hell, that's a special thing to do. And he scored a few special goals for us since he joined. The Palace goal last season, the Man City goal away last season. But that, I mean, that is it. But make a shirt right now. If you're one of those sort of grifters online who profiteers out of just, making a load of BS or whatever, make a shirt right now that says I was there with John, and get at the image of Jhon Durán scoring that goal, because no one will ever forget they were there on that day. Genuinely, the last time I can think of a goal making me react in that way and sending the stadium into stunned disbelief was John McGinn's volley against Sheffield Wednesday. And that says a lot. Wow. I mean, aside from all that, I mean, aside from that goal, Aston Villa, bloody comeback. This is not the Villa of old. This is the Aston Villa of Unai Emery. We go 2-0 down against Everton in the bad old days, or basically every other day, and maybe we'll get a goal back. But what will happen is they'll just go and get a third, and we'll just shoulders drop and game over. We throw a strop. We all wander off to the train station, standing there in the cold queue, going, why the bloody hell is the transport so bad around here? It's rubbish. Today, you couldn't help but feel that Aston Villa, this Aston Villa, Unai Emery's resilient team, and that is the key word, resilience, we're always going to find a way. They were at least going to get a goal. And if they did, they might find a way back. And what a day to debut my new shirt. I bought the shirt, Champions League patch on it for those who can see it on YouTube. I've got Ollie Watkins on the back. I haven't bought a shirt in a very long time because I just haven't. But the Champions League patch this season, the special vibe of it all, I had to get it. I had to celebrate the man who's helped get us there. maybe more than anybody else, although that's, debatable. But Ollie Watkins had to do it. And he turned out to be the hero again today, didn't he? Along with Jhon Durán. And, firstly, let's just look at the game. Right? Let's look at it cold, hard facts. I was nervous coming into this game. And I think the reason is because Everton have lost the first three games this season, just like they did last season. But I can't help but think that Everton will sort themselves out. And I just genuinely think they will, right? Because I think they have quality players within their team, like Dwight McNeil, Iliman Ndiaye, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And Sean Dyche's tactics will win them enough games where they get 1-0s, 2-0s, and they'll be fine. Right. And I came into this game thinking, I think Villa will come into it confident. A lot of our players have been in international duty, so there might be a little bit of a hangover from that. Um, and I just kind of feared a little bit like if Everton just come along, sit deep, because they'll go a bit more defensive, having seen what happened against Bournemouth, the fact they're on the back of three losses. Sometimes it just feels like these sorts of games just feel like they turn into banana skins. And what I said in the preview turned out to actually happen. I'm kind of quite proud of myself for that. Sorry, you should never be proud of yourself for anything, should you, really? But unless you do something genuinely good in life, like, saving the world, working for UNICEF or something. But, I look back and I think I actually called a lot of this. Basically, Iliman Ndiaye was going to be the threat. Dwight McNeil's set piece balls, deliveries to the back post. Everton were the second best set piece team last season, 18 goals, only behind Arsenal. Um, and kind of all of that actually came to be. And I think the big threat was always going to be that if Villa have a lot of control, there's a moment where we switch off and they just break. And once they get that, perfect Dyche ball 101. Because then the opposition team, the Aston Villa, who are expected to be the ascendant team, they have to keep going at Everton. Everton love it because they can sit back, defend, the pressure's on the other team. And then when Everton just wait for that moment to strike, they can just get a ball into someone like a Dwight McNeil or Ndiaye, and they can just find that ball into a Calvert-Lewin, or they can send one long to Calvert-Lewin and maybe he'll win a one-on-one, get through on goal, and have a chance. It's what happened. Amadou Onana. I've seen a lot of Villa fans saying he was fouled. I don't think he was. I think he was just sloppy on the ball. Some might argue, maybe it's 50-50-ish. I'd go more 70-30. I think that Amadou Onana just it was poor. It was just poor from him. I think he was sloppy, and Dwight McNeil was really good at pouncing on him. And I think Everton did a good job at the start by keeping it tight within the middle. Made Villa it wasn't easy getting through the middle, although I thought Yuri Tielemans was absolutely quality again. I think he's playing better than Douglas Luiz at the moment. I mean, that's an incredible compliment. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant player, Tielemans. But I thought Onana, yeah, I didn't think he looked great actually, and I think his best moment was for the first goal that Villa scored. But I'll get to that in a second. So Everton obviously get that breakaway goal. I think it was poor from Onana, and I think that Martinez would look at it and go, "I should have saved it." Whatever, they score. Perfect Dyche ball moment, really. And then you're thinking, don't concede a set piece. Dwight McNeil, as I said, against Bournemouth previously, they were 2-0 up against Bournemouth. They had a big chance at the back post that they floated in. There was one in the first half as well that Dwight McNeil floated into the back post. Tarkowski and Calvert-Lewin are really dangerous because they get in the back, they come onto it and they'll hit it on target. Tarkowski hit the post, which could have made it 3-0 against Bournemouth. And then Calvert-Lewin today scored. 2-0, you're thinking, Villa of old, this is doomsday. But instead, this is the Villa of Unai Emery. Resilience. And again, there was always a threat they could go 3-0 up. I could just feel it. I thought, and I think the big worry for me was not just the kind of the Deutsche Ball thing, the fact they lost three in a row. These sorts of games don't go the way you expect. I thought I was worried that Leon Bailey wasn't there because I went to the 4-0 win last season and I thought the reason Everton caved in so spectacularly was because they simply could not deal with Bailey's dynamism and Moussa Diaby linking up with him. And those two, Everton just couldn't handle it. And Ashley Young was playing left back that day, fell apart. And today, Ashley Young had to go to left back. And I just don't think Villa had the dynamism down the right to cause any problems, really. And I just think that was a big concern for me. And I think for large periods of that game, I think if we had a Leon Bailey, we might have got a goal earlier today, just because he himself would score, or he'd get in behind and pull one back, and Watkins or Rogers is there to score. Anyway, Everton make it 2-0. But what resilience for Villa to fight back. Unbelievable. Now, I think the Villa's main threat today, I think the right with McGinn and Bogard, it just wasn't an attack. To me, I didn't think it was very threatening, though I think McGinn did well. I think Bogard looked a bit naive at times. I think he did well at other times. But coming down that left, it just felt like that was where it was coming from. And Luca Dean, 2 games in a row now, he's got 2 great assists, floated balls in, one for Jhon Durán against Leicester, and one now for Ollie Watkins, a brilliant lofted ball to the back post. Could Michael Keane have done better? Well, I think Ollie Watkins just did really, really well to just, balance himself, come in, nudge him, goal. And Ollie Watkins, you know, never question Ollie Watkins. He will get the goal, and when he gets his goal, he'll go and get a bloody load of them. Same old story. Um, Brilliant goal from Watkins and came exactly when Villa needed it. But Everton sort of went into a back five. Now, I would be critical of Everton here. If there's any Everton fans watching this, I simply don't understand why Dyche does this. I don't get it. Okay, Dyche tactics tend to work in the sense of they will keep you in the league more often than not. I know Burnley went down a couple of times with him, but Burnley were always fighting against it, weren't they? Everton, I think, have enough players that they don't need to be this defensive. I thought they played like a championship team who'd got a goal away against a Premier League team and were thinking, we need to get through to we need to just, this is the biggest game of our lives. We need to pack our defence. And so they went 5 at the back, 4 in midfield. And I thought, and at times it looked like 6 at the back. And I just thought you're inviting so much pressure here. Like, I get it. There might be a moment where you get a breakaway, but I just feel like Villa are going to get through here at some point. And lo and behold, put enough pressure on. They make a mistake. It was a lovely ball forward from Yuri Tielemans. Jack Harrison gets to it, but like they did last season, they made a mistake that gifted us a ball, gifted us a goal. Same again today. And Ollie Watkins, a really good striker play, timed it really well. He didn't panic, didn't snatch at it. He just waited and waited for the ball to fall perfectly. And it was a really good finish. I know it looked like a simple one, but it wasn't. It was a really good finish. So 2 really great goals from him. I think Villa, and again, he was more down Villa's left-hand side. We saw against West Ham, Ian Matson creating the goal down that side for Jhon Durán. We saw again against Leicester, that goal came down the left-hand side. And once again, Villa's left-hand side. Last season, we were devastated by injuries down there. This season, it seems to be we're back at it down there. We've got a lot of our main players back. The addition of Ian Matson, Jacob Ramsey's back. It's just on that right-hand side with Leon Bailey's injury and just that right-back area against the very, very best teams in the Champions League. I do worry. I just think there were moments today I thought, I mean, Lamar Bogard is a really young player, and I love that we have young players coming through from our academy. In Bogard, the likes of Philogene obviously came on, Nedeljkovic as well didn't come on today, but I just think there were 1 or 2 moments where I thought, if we're playing Bayern Munich and that's Serge Gnabry or that's Alphonso Davies, this could be a long night. And so I think we won't make cash back for those games. But like I say, look, I'm not getting at him. I'm just saying I think Lamar Bogard is a very talented player. I think he showed signs tonight that there's going to come a moment where it really steps up for him and it all clicks together and he becomes a top player. And I'm sure he will. But it's just obviously because these players are so young, like him and Nedeljkovic, you just have to accept that there's going to be moments of a little bit of naivety. And I think he stood really well to Ndiaye for the first 35 minutes. But I think when Ndiaye came into the game, there were 1 or 2 moments where he got a bit caught. And then there was one moment as well in the second half where Calvert-Lewin went through 1-on-1. Should have scored, really. And it was Bogard not quite keeping in line that kept him on. So, look, as I said, I don't want to be getting at youth players at all. As I said, he's a talented young player, and I think he'll get better and better and better. Unai Emery clearly really rates the guy. I rate him very highly. I think he's really good. But I just think down that right-hand side at the moment for Villa, there's not a lot of attacking prowess. It just feels like that's the area for me at the moment. I think, ooh, Bailey missing, Cash missing. It's just somewhere I wish there was a bit more. But look, I think if I was to credit Everton, I thought Calvert-Lewin was fantastic, but for the missed chances he had, I thought his work rate was unbelievable. He won a lot. He made it really hard for our defence. I thought Dwight McNeil was fantastic. Just his weight of pass, his vision. I've never really quite got him, Dwight McNeil. Seeing him today, I thought, oh, I get him. His set pieces delivery is really dangerous. There's a reason Everton keeps scoring from it. Like they did today. Those floated balls he puts into the back post keep Everton in the league. But there were one or two moments today where I thought his vision, weight of pass, his holding it up, getting past the players. I, I get it now. I get it. Really good. But enough about that. I think Aston Villa. Um, just, I think Everton's defensive tactics worked to our favour in a way, but at the same time, I think we just fought our way back into it and we just kept going and going and going. I thought Tielemans playing with the ball was fantastic. The left hand side was really threatening. I think Matson did really well when he came on as well. But Jhon Durán, Ollie Watkins, all the praise from the man on the back of my shirt, Ollie Watkins, all the praise from that for those two goals. But that goal from Jhon Durán, I want to. I want to go down to the nearest pub right now and buy everyone a beer and just tell them, like, let me just, everyone sit down and let me just talk you through this guy. Let me just tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. Look, and the bouncer's leading me off, punching the face here, kicking the balls there or something. I want to go off to some poet society and sit around with a bunch of people who think they're William Shakespeare and then read a poem about Jhon Durán's goal. Duran's goal came from afar like a shooting star. It flew out of nowhere. He took care to take Aston Villa to 3 points. I anoint him. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. I can't believe that goal. But yes, I think loads and loads of positive signs from Villa at the start of the season. We were a very, very serious football team. 3 wins in two difficult away days, having to fight back from 2-0 down to 3-2. And you'd argue against Arsenal, we should have won it as well. We could have won it. Um, that's a great start to the season and plenty more to come as well ahead of young boys this week. Obviously, the next few games as well, points to pick up. So very exciting stuff. Are the things that slightly concern me is that, yeah, we've conceded in every game. 6 goals we've conceded already this season. That's one of the. I'm just looking at it now in the Premier League. Yeah, it's not. It's one of the lowest. It's one of the most poorest defenses in the league. We keep conceding goals. We've got to work out a way to stop it because it is going to cost us. Like today, we got away with it. We fought back really well. There's going to be other games where teams like a Brighton turn up and maybe get 2 goals. We're not going to get away with it against teams like that. We're not. So, yes, Villa defensively, few worries there for me, but overall we have serious personality in this team. We have serious talent, and that is an absolutely incredible comeback. What a team. Unai Emery, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Up the mighty Villa.